Hey, I'm back and I want to talk today about vanilla extract. And so the reason for this is I did a video yesterday and somebody said, oh, that bunny chow is cute, but I'm interested in how you make vanilla extract. Well, I did do a video on vanilla extract. The problem with that is I did it as one of my very first videos, and like I told her in a message on yesterday's vlog, it was dismal. I hadn't yet learned how to put together pieces of video. I do now know how to do that. So I can talk and show different parts of it and make a lot more sense. So what I want to do is show you first what I use. I like to use 100... first let me say that when I do any recipe, I keep in mind that there are lots and lots of different ways to do that recipe. Your grandmother's potato salad is going to be different from Sally Sue's grandmother's potato salad, and your family's favorite chocolate cake is going to be different than the neighbor's favorite chocolate cake, or they may even like strawberry cake. Do you know what I mean? So I will never poo-poo another person's recipe for anything, because that's the way they like it and they enjoy it. So that being said, you're going to find lots of ways if you go online. The way I like it is here. I like to use 100 proof vodka. It's not the cheapest. It's not the most expensive. It is, however, made in America. This has been up in my pantry for a really long time. And you should know, as a prepper, I don't drink at all. Not wine, not beer, not any kind of alcohol. Cough syrup might have it in it, but anyway, I keep this for a lot of reasons as a prepper. My main reason for doing it was I was telling my kids, my adult boys, as I was stocking it, and I've never talked about this before in my prepper pantry, that I thought if things really did get bad, I could use this for things like barter. If somebody is very fond of drinking and their supply is cut off, they'll do a lot in trade, I believe, for something that you might not care to have even. So there's that. You can also use this for medicinal purposes. If you don't have access, hush please. If you don't have access to any kind of medication, you can make your own tinctures with herbs, things like that, and 100 proof vodka. You can, as we've seen in the Ukraine, you can make a pretty good defense system out of alcohol. I don't really know how to do that, and I guess I would have to look it up if I were in that position, and praise the Lord, I have not ever been. And you can also use it to start a fire for good, for like if there's been an earthquake or some kind of catastrophe, and you need a fire for warmth and you can't find any kindling, this will start your fire for you. It's just a little, it's, flammable. Obviously, if you've ever seen anybody make a baked Alaska or a flambe anything, they're using brandy usually. And that's another thing. You don't have to use the alcohol that I chose. You can choose to use brandy, rum, bourbon, Everclear. Everclear is your, I think, most strong in all counts. You're going to start some serious fire with Everclear. I think it's supposedly one of the... I should ask my friends over at Buzz with Your Cuz. They probably know a lot more about alcohol. I'm sure, 100% sure they know a lot more about alcohol. I'll link their channel below. But anyway, just make sure that it's at least 80 proof. At least 80 proof for this purpose. I use 100. I've been doing this for years. I found that I like it best. Okay, so on with that. This 750 milliliter bottle, right now, I just looked it up on my shopping app, costs $14.99 for 750 milliliters. In 750 milliliters, you get 152 teaspoons. Okay? If you choose to buy your vanilla already made, You don't know what kind of vanilla beans are used. You don't know what kind of alcohol is used. You don't know what kind of additives are in it, if any. I'm not saying there are. This 1 ounce bottle right now, same store, costs $5.63. There are 6 teaspoons in this. So think about that. That's not much. 6 teaspoons is, a teaspoon in one batch of cookies. So anyway, it's not going to get you too far. For one, it's 1 ounce. I think I said that. Okay, so that's my spiel about that. You can use any container you want. Let's go with this first. Here, let's go with vanilla beans. This is what I have right now. These are Tahitian, and they're grade B. There's grade A and there's grade B, and I like grade B. And the reason I like grade B is because I feel like they're more flavorful. It sounds like, you want grade A eggs. Why would you get grade B beans? But if you research it, you'll find that grade B is one of your better ones for baking, cooking, that kind of thing, and tincture. So this exact one right now on Amazon, 24 beans is going to cost you $22.95 on Amazon, $22.95. If you got it at Walmart, it's going to cost you $24.95, exact same one. You can also go on Amazon and get just 10 beans. You don't need 24. I'm just have this. In fact, I pulled these out of the freezer. You can put these in the freezer and they're great. You get 10 Madagascar instead of Tahitian. The first 2 are Tahitian that I talked about. Now these are at the 10 Madagascar on Amazon are only $9.99. So if you wanted less and you're going to make less, that's fine too. So just keep that in mind. You want to put this in a glass jar with a good lid in a not hot, not cold, never freeze it, in your pantry. So you don't want it to get really warm, so don't put it in the cupboard above your stove. You don't want it to get really cold, so don't put it out in your garage where there's going to be temperature fluctuations. I just keep it in my pantry. And I've got like 3 jars in there right now. So if you find yourself with a glut, when it's all done, you can go online and get these really cute flip-top jars, bottles, and give these as Christmas gifts or housewarming gifts. Some of you know how to make beautiful labels, and you can really beautify these up, and you leave the bean in, or at least 1 or 2 beans in this from your master that you're going to make in a bigger jar. You'll want to put what it is and the date that it was tinctured or created, and give it to them at least 6 months after you bottle it. You don't want to, you really, really don't want to make this less than that, because in my experience, 4 months minimum, 6 months better, and after that, it just gets smoother, more vanilla, more rich. It's as time, and this will never go bad. It just doesn't go bad. A lot of people just leave the vanilla beans in it, and I do. A lot of people take them out. Okay, so on to how I'm gonna actually do this. I've got this jar. Does it say what? Those of you that can probably know what this is. It's a, put your glasses on, Kendra. I don't know. Sorry. Wide mouth, made in USA ball jar. About that big. I put a label on it that says vanilla extract, and it's got the date that I'm doing it, April of 22. Get you a lid, get you a used one. Doesn't matter. You're not canning this, you're just covering it. So I use white, sacrifice a brand new lid. This is the same lid I'd give to a grandkid to go out and catch bumblebees or grasshoppers in a jar. You'll want to get whatever, when it gets done, to put into the gift jars or the jars that you're going to store it in. You can also just keep it forever and a day in this thing, and I do, in my pantry. All right, so back to it. I'm going to take a knife, and I'm going to open my beans and show you. Oh yeah, they smell good. Very good. So for this size jar. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, here's some differences of opinion. Some people will tell you never ever score your beans. I used to score them always, always. No, ma'am. Hush, hush, please. What I like to do now is just puncture each one. So I'll go like, there's a puncture with a sharp, paring knife. I'll give each one just a couple of punches here. Your grade A are going to look a lot more plump than your grade B. Doesn't mean anything. A raisin is all dried up and kind of icky looking, but they're flavorful. When you pop in your mouth, they're not as juicy as a grape like they once were, but they're a whole different kind of flavorful. So don't think that a dried bean like this that's kind of looks like almost bark, that it's not going to have flavor. In fact, you put it up to your nose and you can really smell that coming out. So here we go. Here's 10 in this jar. And should I decide to put them in here, oops, let me see it so you can get it. If I put them in here, then you'll see that they'll fit if I gift it. So now it's as simple as this. 10 beans, 1 jar, you want to fill to the level of the top of your beans. There you go. And that leaves me that much. So I didn't even use all the vodka, and I didn't even use all the beans. Of 10, I have 14 left of my 24 that I can do more with. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I might... See, since these have been in the freezer once, I don't think that I'm going to put them back in the freezer. I think that's going to take from the goodness of the bean. I don't know. I'm not sure. You don't refreeze meat. See, that's something I need to research. You wouldn't keep it in the pantry because it's going to lose its value, I think, in the pantry too. Maybe if I, oh gosh, I'm going to have to regift this to someone. That's what I'll do. I'll figure out if I can even regift it. I mean, how would I package it? Okay, so then I just take my lid here, pop it on there, put down my, that one didn't seal. I don't think it's any good. Boing! There we go, it clicked. I'm kidding, right? So anyway, what you want to do is stick this in your cool, dry, dark closet, pantry, dresser drawer, whatever you're going to do with it. And when you think about it, I like to do it, gosh, at least every week. You really should try to do it every day. You give it a whirl. And you just, the first one to try to really release it. Yeah. Okay, so I made my label out of this thing. That's how old I am. You might have a really neat Cricut machine and you can make pretty labels. I'm not techy enough to do anything with a Cricut machine. I mentioned to my husband I thought that we should get a Cricut, and he said, oh no, 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 no. I can't even use the printer, guys. Anyway, without help. Okay, so I said you might want to, store some. I'm going to need another bottle of vodka because this is open. This is not going to be good for barter. As good. I mean, you could start fires with this, sure. But I want whole unopened bottles of different types of liquors, which I have done. So, for keeping in your prepper pantry, think about things like, I told you fire and defense. And what about, stress? If I were in Ukraine and I had my children alone with me, say my grandchildren, because my children are adults, my grandchildren here alone with me. My husband had been drafted into the war because he is of age to go, and I was alone. and my kids were crying constantly and stuff, I might have a nip. I just might. I don't know. But stress relief, also pain relief. If somebody has a wicked bad injury or something, you can give them a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of alcohol and take the edge off of that. It's basically what they do for you in the hospital when, they give you drugs for pain, and this is pretty much a drug, I guess. I mean, if you ask the FDA, it is. So anyway, I think I showed you, I have different sizes of these for putting in different size gift bottles when I'm giving these for Christmas or whatever. This Smirnoff, I didn't know this, but it's been made in the USA since 1930s. When I went to do this, I thought, they've gotten rid of a lot of vodkas. Is this one of them that they got rid of? And I'm like, I can't use this in a video because I don't want to, fly in the face of the victims of Ukraine. Anyway, I think that's it. And I would encourage you to just go with this. This is nothing. This is absolute. What's got me skeeved out about trying is making that sourdough. I keep putting it off and putting it off. I've got a book. I've got the equipment. I've got everything I need. But I'm scared. I'm going to have to do that this week, though. That's my story. I've gone way too long. Way, way too long. I hope you have a great day and take care. I didn't say. I really would love if you would boop that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, or even just comment. Loves to chat with you. Take care. Bye-bye.